You may be a kingpin drug dealer who wants the competition out of the way. You may be an elite politician who wants total control and a power play. You may be an aspiring entertainer who wants to have their name in lights. You may be a four-star general who wants the upper hand in a global fight. They're all making a deal with the chief light bearer from the other side. They're making a deal. It's an alternative thing for one hell of a ride. You a plush cushion to relieve you from your discerned plight. Don't bother to calculate the interest as a benefactor of his door. You get what you want for a moment in time as he confiscates your soul. You're making a deal as a shooting star in a temporal.
Good evening or morning, depending on your time zone. From the Pacific to the Atlantic to you worldwide. Get yourself a cup of Java and find a comfy, easy chair. And get ready for Gary and his guest on Night Dreams Talk Radio. After Dark. And now, here's Gary.
And here I am. Let's get our next guest, Tom, on. And we will be talking about, well, something in the paranormal. So let's get him on here. And, let's have a conversation and keep going on here for the rest of the night. Maybe. At this point, he's not answering. I'll tell you what, it's a weird night here on Night Dreams Talk Radio.
Yeah, how am I sounding, Gary? Do I sound okay?
Voice message system.
You sound fine.
Some reason you're breaking up or you don't sound right.
I don't know. Everybody else, I asked quite a few different people. They said I sound good.
Yeah.
What are you listening on?
I haven't changed anything. The same as I always listen on Skype. I mean, I don't know.
Well, maybe you got a bad Skype line on your end.
Yeah, I could be.
Yeah. I don't know what to tell you. I kept it short with, I thought Wally would have more to say, and he didn't have much to say here tonight.
Yeah,
okay.
Unfortunately, my Skype was crazy.
Hey, Tom, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Well, how you doing, my friend? It's been a while since we talked. I hear music in the back, or talking in the background. Are you playing on radio?
I just turned off my computer.
Okay.
Yeah, we're good.
Okay, that's the problem I had. Have you been listening to the show?
Oh, I've been. Yeah, I turned it on at 3 minutes after 6, and I heard that feedback coming from his computer, and I always make sure mine is off when I talk to you.
How's my audio sounding over the air?
You're great. You're crystal clear.
Yeah, that's what I thought. James is listening in the background. He's saying, you sound distorted. You sound this and that. But then everybody else said, hey, I sound good. The guy did have feedback. I mean, the guy was running to hear himself talk, evidently. You can't do that because there's a delay.
Yeah, and I know that. So that's the reason that when I first called, I have to apologize. I was switching off my computer and I couldn't get my phone answered. So anyway, we're all good. How you doing?
I am doing good, and thank you for that new bumper music. I used it at the beginning of the show. I tried a technique I used to do when I was in commercial broadcasting at the beginning of the show. I really like that one because it's really good to do what I was doing tonight.
let me give you a little story on that.
Yeah, please do.
Corey and Charlie, who have been composing music for a very long time, Corey sent me literally a library full of things that he had composed, and he said, "Hey, you're a lyricist. Can you put some of these things to music?" And so, in fact, making a deal, he originally sent the music that he had composed for that. And what happened was I wrote the lyrics for it, and Charlie, who's a great composer in his own right, changed it from a jazz format to kind of a blues rock format, and we ended up with making a deal. But that's the great thing about both of those guys is that, I'll give you an example. Fire Barrel, the one that you play on your show. Corey composed that one, and what we're going to be doing, it's all your fault, Gary. I'm really into the law of unintended consequences. We're going to be redoing that one and putting it back out and giving you the new version. By the way, did you get the new version of Jake the Maggot that I sent you?
Oh, yeah, I sure did. I was planning to play it later tonight.
Do you like it?
I like it. Why wouldn't I like it? You know what? You could be my brother. I mean, me and you think a lot alike, and I it's scary, but your music just like it's made for the show, like a glove.
Well, I think that there's some synchronicity at work here, and I'm really happy about that. I think that that's the positive end of the cosmos is that, it's good karma. You are very, very well thought of among all the members of the band. You have helped us out immensely. And I told you this before, and I wasn't kidding. Anytime that we do a new production, you get it before I get it released through the distribution company.
Oh, great!
You're gonna get everything we do for like it or not.
Yeah. Now you're on a cell phone, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm on a cell phone. Is that okay?
Now,
Right?
Do you have a landline by any chance?
Oh, yeah, I do. I do.
Can you call me back on your landline because the cell is kind of breaking up?
I can do that, sir. I'll do that right now.
Okay. We'll talk to you in a minute then. Okay. So anyway, I'm going to wait for him to call back on a landline. I first guess I think we were on a cell there. He was playing the show. You can't listen to yourself talk and be interviewed at the same time because there is a delay. And then that causes a lot of distortion and a lot of problems. So anyway, we'll have Tom back on. I really like Tom. I like his music, the band, Metatron Power and Light. It all just kind of like fits the show like a glove. And, very creative. Tom is a retired police officer. We'll find out more about the band members themselves, but I tell you what, they're very interesting. And Tom's about my age, and here he is, singing and all that stuff. I tell you what, talent doesn't go away when you get older. In fact, I think in some ways it gets even better. What do you think, James?
Yeah, I gotta agree with you. I don't know what the heck's going on with my Skype. I can barely hear you breaking up. But yeah, I love the songs.
Yeah. Well, the only thing I can suggest with you too is if you want to hang up and call back, we can do that because I mean, if you're having problems, why be on? So
yeah, I can barely hear you. Let me try to call back.
Okay, do that. So we'll figure out what's going on with his Skype and waiting here for Tom to call back. And Tom, if you need a number again to call back, I can give you the number to call back. Tom is 1-253-203-6695. That's 1-253-203-6695. And I'm waiting for you to call back. So we'll get that going again here. And I'm waiting for James to call back. I tell you what, there's so many monitors here. It's really, really hard to keep track of everybody here now on each different monitor. James, are you there?
Yes, I'm here, and you sound great, finally.
Okay. Well, Tom, is that you?
Yeah, on this one?
Well, let me adjust your volume and all that stuff. Yeah.
How are we doing?
Oh, I think we're going to be a lot better than what you were. It's
outstanding. Let me get back up to my computer room. It's nice and quiet, and I won't have any large dogs barking. You know all about that problem.
You know, my son's dogs, I tell you what, when he originally got them, they were like little teeny dogs. And now they're like 125, 130 pounds each.
Mine resemble that.
Yeah, I can tell you, between buying food for them and somebody opens that bedroom door up, they come jumping in, they want to greet me in bed. And I tell you what, when you get these two dogs at 125 pounds each jumping on you, it takes a wind right out of you.
Well, now you have, those are Mastiffs that you have, or what?
James, what dog, I can't even think of the name right now. What, they're...
Great Danes.
Great Danes.
Bluto and a sister.
Yeah.
Those are large dogs.
Horses.
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, I wanted to say one more thing. We were talking about music, and the law of unintended consequences kicked in when on a fluke. I kind of sent you Jake the Maggot for a joke on Friday the 13th back in December, and I had no clue that either you or your audience was going to like it as much as you did.
Do you know how many truckers always ask, will you play it? I mean, it's like a day don't go by. I get at least 4 or 5, demands. Can you play it tonight? Can you play it tonight? And I usually play it every night because, you know what? It is a good song. Very good. And it has a lot of meaning to it.
Well, I'll tell you, the history of that song is back in 1981. I was a much younger police officer for the city of Lake Forest Park, and I had a good friend of mine named Phil Nichols, who was a sergeant with Snohomish County Sheriff's Office, and another good friend, Mary Ann Dean, who was a dispatcher for Snowpack. And we were swapping tales over coffee one time, and he talked about this chase that we got into with various people, and I talked to him about this one particular biker that I got into a chase with, who was in a club who shall remain nameless, from Southern California. But needless to say, when the smoke cleared, it was Biker Nothing, Police Officer 1, and so I wrote a song about it. But Phil was a good friend of mine, so the 104 was his call sign at the time, and Operator 42 was Mary Ann.
Interesting.
So, actually, yeah, that one was actually written back in 1981.
Wow, it sure fits in now better probably than it did in 81.
Well, one of the things about doing that, and I've been doing it for a long time, is since I met Corey and Charlie and Val, I finally found a group of people that are very hardworking, and they're very knowledgeable, but, we have fun. And the fun part is it's a lot of hard work to get the compositions together and to get the words just right. And Val, who teaches songwriting on the collegiate level, is really good. If I don't get a particular word and she has one that fits better, she uses that. And a perfect example is Disclosure, and the chorus for that. She was responsible for taking what I had written and changing it and making it much, much better than the original chorus. So we all work as a team, and it's a lot of fun. It's hard work, but it's a lot of fun too. So we're enjoying life.
Oh yeah. Well, can you give a background a little bit about the other band members?
Yeah. Val Von Torn has been playing and singing for a very long time. She and Charlie were a duo for a long time, and she, like I said, she's a full-time paralegal. She She also teaches part-time. She teaches songwriting.